This shouldn't exist. 5,000 years ago, someone moved 25-ton rocks across an entire country. Not a few rocks, dozens of them. No wheels, no engines, no written language, just human hands. And we still don't know why. This is Stonehenge, and at first glance it looks like a pile of old stones in a field. But the moment you understand what it actually took to build this, everything changes. Because Stonehenge isn't just old, it's a mystery that has defeated every expert who has tried to solve it. We know what it is, we know when it was built, but we still don't fully know how. And we have almost no idea why. Let's start with what we actually know. Stonehenge sits in the middle of a flat, open plain in southern England, Salisbury Plain. It's a circle, but not just any circle, a precise circle, carefully arranged, deliberately positioned. The outer ring is made of massive sandstone blocks called sarsens. Each one weighs around 25 tons. Some weigh more. They're not just standing upright. Some of them have other stones placed horizontally across the top, like doorways. These are called lintels. And those lintels? They were shaped to curve, slightly, just enough to follow the arc of the circle. Think about that. 5,000 years ago, someone carved a slight curve into a 25-ton stone so it would fit perfectly into a circle. Inside the outer ring, there's a smaller arrangement of bluestones. These ones are different, smaller, but still up to 4 tons each. And here's the thing about those bluestones. They didn't come from here, not even close. The bluestones came from Wales, specifically from a place called the Preseli Hills. That's 250 kilometers away. 250 kilometers of hills, rivers, valleys, and open sea. And someone, 5,000 years ago, moved 80 of these stones from there to here, by hand. There are theories: rafts along the coastline, wooden sledges, human chains pulling ropes. Some researchers have tried to recreate it, with teams of hundreds of people. It's possible, barely. But then you have to ask the next question. Why those specific stones? There are rocks everywhere in England, rocks far closer to Stonehenge than Wales. Why travel 250 kilometers for these particular bluestones? Some researchers believe the stones themselves were considered sacred, that they had healing powers, that people traveled from all over Britain just to touch them. Others believe the site in Wales was already a sacred monument, and Stonehenge was built to receive it, that the entire stone circle was relocated. Think about that for a second. Not built, relocated. But the bluestones aren't even the hardest part. The big stones, the ones you picture when you think of Stonehenge, the sarsens. Each one up to 9 meters tall, some weighing 25 tons, a few even heavier. They came from Marlborough Downs, about 25 kilometers north of Stonehenge. 25 kilometers doesn't sound that far, until you try to move a 25-ton block of rock with no wheels, no machinery, and no roads. Researchers estimate it would have taken hundreds of people, wooden sledges, and greased tracks just to move one stone. And they needed to move dozens. But moving them was only the beginning, because once they arrived, each stone had to be shaped. The tops of the upright stones were carved into rounded knobs called tenons. The underside of each lintel stone was carved with matching sockets called mortises. Tenon fits into mortise. Stone locks into stone. It's the same joinery technique used in woodworking. Someone applied woodworking joints to 25-ton rocks, and then, somehow, lifted 7-ton lintels 5 meters into the air and placed them perfectly on top. With no cranes, no scaffolding we can prove existed, no machines of any kind. The precision required for this is almost beyond imagination. And they did it. Perfectly. Here's something most people don't realize. Stonehenge wasn't built all at once. It took over 1,000 years to complete. The first construction began around 3000 BC. Generation after generation continued building it, adjusting it, rearranging stones. That means the people who started building Stonehenge never saw it finished. Their children didn't see it finished. Their grandchildren didn't see it finished. Dozens of generations committed to a single structure they would never see completed. Think about what that requires. Not just physical strength or engineering knowledge, but a shared belief, passed down across centuries, that this was worth doing, that this mattered. What was it for? This is the question nobody can answer. Stonehenge is aligned with the sun. On the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the sun rises directly over the heelstone and shines perfectly into the center of the monument. On the winter solstice, the shortest day, the setting sun aligns with the main axis. This isn't a coincidence. It was designed this way. So was it a calendar? A way to track the seasons? Tell farmers when to plant, when to harvest? That's one theory. But researchers have found something else near Stonehenge: bones. Hundreds of human remains, buried across centuries, many cremated, carried here from distant places. People were brought to Stonehenge to be buried, from all over Britain, possibly from Europe. So was it a burial ground? A sacred place for the dead? Maybe. There's also evidence of massive feasting, thousands of animal bones, people gathering here in enormous numbers. So was it a place of ceremony, of gathering, of ritual? Here's what makes this so unsettling. It might be all of those things, or none of them, because the people who built Stonehenge left no written records, no explanations, no instruction manuals. They built it, used it, and then one day, they stopped. And everything they knew about why it existed died with them. Here's the part that most people never think about. We are not the first civilization to be confused by Stonehenge. Medieval people were confused by it too. They had legends. They said it was built by giants, or by the wizard Merlin, who magicked the stones from Ireland in a single night, because they couldn't explain it either. Stonehenge was already ancient to people who lived 1,000 years ago. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Despite all our technology, all our archaeology, all our science, we are not that much closer to understanding it than the medieval peasants who looked at it in awe. We know more facts, we know the dates, we know where the stones came from. But the why, the real reason behind it all, is still as mysterious as it ever was. Some researchers now believe Stonehenge was part of a much larger sacred landscape, that the entire region was transformed over thousands of years into a massive ceremonial space stretching for kilometers in every direction. That Stonehenge wasn't the monument, it was just the center of one. 5,000 years ago, people with no machines, no writing, no modern tools, looked at an empty plain and decided to build something that would last forever. They moved stones from 250 kilometers away. They shaped them with woodworking precision. They aligned them to the sun with astronomical accuracy. They committed 1,000 years of generations to finishing it. And then they left. No explanation, no record, no reason we can find. Stonehenge isn't just a mystery. It's a reminder that human civilizations can be far more sophisticated than we assume. That ancient people understood things about the sky, about stone, about what lasts, that we are still trying to decode. And maybe the most humbling part? The people who built Stonehenge didn't think they were doing something impossible. To them, it was necessary, important enough to dedicate 1,000 years to, important enough to carry stones across an entire country for. We just don't know what it was for, and maybe we never will. Because Stonehenge isn't the only place like this. There are other structures, other mysteries, other civilizations that built things that shouldn't exist, and some of them are even harder to explain. History doesn't disappear. It waits, buried, forgotten, until someone brings it back. This is Stone Reborn. If you want to see more lost worlds, more impossible structures brought back to life, subscribe and witness the resurrection.